Welcome to our 7th episode of In Today's Timeline. Today we have both Marvel, DC Comics, a trailer to talk about, and come and join us. I'm going to start today with the Death of Doctor Strange #2. It's got an awesome cover. I love it. It's one of my favorite variants. It's done by R.B. Silva, and I really wanted that, so I'm so excited about it. This one, really cool, since we talked about the Death of Doctor Strange #1 before in the show. That one ends with a weird Doctor Strange showing up. Doctor Strange is actually dead, and another one shows up, and they're like, ooh, what the hell happened? So this Doctor Strange explains it that he put a week of his own life away, he stored that in his earlier days to be used whenever he actually died. Kind of like bring yourself back, take care of his affairs, and then, go on with his life-death type experience. Let's see, the writer on this one is Jed MacKay, and the art is by Lee Garbett regularly. Very good. Very enjoyable story so far. We don't know who killed Doctor Strange just yet. We do get to see the new villains, which are the three mothers. So they are, one looks like the Marvel's version of the Ten-Eyed Man. Another one looks like a knight, but they're all women. So it looks like the big dark knight, big badass dark knight. And the third one is a big pile of meat, intestines just kind of coming down. Really cool.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good description of it.
We get to see that. It's mostly them introducing the villains to the story and them pretty much just laying it down to the Avengers and the new Doctor Strange. They're kind of held back a little bit by them, but they did what they were supposed to, and they just kind of go away. They're talking about their child needs to come in and, take over and just kind of absorb the powers of the Earth or whatever world or reality they try to take over, and that's the end of that episode. So they're just kind of talking about the villains and introducing what's going on. There is no more what else is Supreme?
Sorcerer Supreme?
There's no more Sorcerer Supreme, because the new Doctor Strange is like, oh, who is the Sorcerer Supreme? And everyone kind of looks at him at one point, and he's like, oh, crap, we are.
Yeah, that would lead to a few problems.
So, people from all over are starting to come into this reality, but I'll talk about that other part in my second book, so let's just jump it over to you.
All right, my first book of the week is going to be Batman 117, and that will be How Fear State Ends for James Tynion. That'll be, except for Fear State Omega, which comes out next week. That is it. Batman saved the day. Scarecrow is maybe dead. He got shot pretty bad. Peacekeeper 1 has been contained, and the Magistrate as a whole have been brought down. I gotta say, overall, it's not the best event. The main title of Batman should have had more in it. It definitely takes large jumps of the story, especially this last one. You had to read all parts of Fear State in order to kind of understand what was happening. That was kind of a problem. The art in this issue, though, definitely carries this final issue. Jimenez's art has been great the whole run. He'll be back. He's taking a 4-month hiatus for Joshua Williams, but he will return March or April. But for the time being, Batman is still alive. I didn't think they'd kill him, but with the other new Batman, Jace Fox, around, there was some suspect. I thought they might kill him at the end. But they have now since announced that Jace Fox will be moving to New York, as Gotham, I assume, will stay in control of Bruce Wayne, Batman. But, overall, Fear State, better than the Joker War, I think. I think I'll put it higher than the Joker War, which is Tynion's first event. I still like City of Bane better, which was the event previous to Joker War. But I'm a little impartial to Tom King's run. But, not much else to say. The art carried the issue, and I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 for the issue.
Nice. All right. Bringing it back over to me, we've got another one of the Death of Doctor Stranges, but this one is Avengers #1. They start with people from different realities moving into Earth because their realities are getting destroyed. But the Avengers are wondering, are these guys attacking us? And no, all 4 different realities have settled down in really remote places of the Earth. And then they find out that in fact they're scared of something. They're running away. So this would be the safest reality, probably the only reality left that, or dimension left without getting destroyed. Let's see, the writer here, Alex Pagnadel, and art by Ryan Bodenheim. Very nice. I've got to say, in the Avengers, you've got a wide range of colors thrown into the art, which is good to see, and I always love myself some Iron Man. Then we see that all these people from different realities are they're trying to nuke. They have this huge nuke. They're going to try to nuke this nexus of all realities. It's just a portal. And as they're going to put the nuke through, this huge juggernaut creature comes out. Really bad. It destroys them all. The Avengers get called to that point. They see it, and they're like, wow, there's an old nuke, and there's something going on. The nuke has a timer. Iron Man goes through it. And I forgot to mention that in the previous battle, when the Avengers were with Doctor Strange fighting the 3 sisters, Iron Man got that slime thingy on him, the little meat bag, and it started messing around with his mind. So in this episode of this comic, Iron Man is having a shower, and all he can think about is to drink. The old Iron Man that's a crazy alcoholic. So that's kind of starting to resurface on him, and it's just drink, 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 drink. So he's definitely psychologically scarred from the fight with the 3 mothers. Then the big battle with all these weird juggernauts ensued in town. So they're all wondering, where the hell is Kane Marco? The actual juggernaut. He's safe. As I said, huge battle. Thor gets his eardrums blown out. Really cool scene, and just goes berserk for a little bit. And these juggernauts are trying to build this red tower in the middle of town, and it's supposed to be a beacon. It's supposed to show everyone what's coming, the story of their reality. So, it's a little drawn out. It's a lot of long, panels. They could have made it a little bit more compact. But I always like to see the Avengers, especially Iron Man. So I would give it about a 6 out of 10. Back to you with Superman.
All right, yeah. So Superman, Son of Kal-El 5 is my next one. Kind of the big talk of the comics right now, but I don't think we're equipped enough to kind of talk about the societal influences of this issue. But the story itself in this issue, kind of in the whole run, has not been very Tom Taylor-like. Not as dramatic as his other books, Dark Knights of Steel, Deceased. He definitely understands the character interactions, especially with Superman, the Kent family. But overall, all 5 issues have just been him kind of running around, just rescuing people. There's this Henry Bendix president guy who is kind of becoming the main villain, but he's just kind of there, not really doing anything. Aside from blowing up the Kent farm, which is seemingly all forgotten. Apparently a president can just attack the family of the most powerful superhero on the planet and nobody else cares. So, yeah, I don't know. This book was okay. I mean, as a story standpoint. But it's kind of boring right now. They definitely need to figure that out. Figure out how to... Something else has to happen, something important to get a good villain going. Right now, that's what this book is lacking, is a good villain. I would say overall, I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
Well, once they throw a villain in there, it might get a little more exciting. All right, so last comic?
Yeah, the last comic of the week is not Marvel or DC. It's What's the Furthest Place from Here by Matthew Rosenberg and Tyler Boss. But yeah, another indie book. A few great ones have been out. We had Geiger last few months. We got this one this month. And probably my pick of the week. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Definitely, it's a 90-page spectacular issue. A lot going on here. A lot of character introduction. A lot of world introduction. You meet a few of these factions, I guess they are. You got the kids that are held up in this record store and apparently kick out all the adults. You're just told to go. Like,
there's a curfew around.
Yeah, I mean, you pick a record. I guess it's kind of showing as your life what you're gonna become. Then you got these pig face people. They didn't really say what they're about. Looks like they're in a bank. So maybe some imagery there.
Yeah, the different faction is the pig faction. Like, so far I think it's a great story, very captivating. They give you just enough to get you hooked in. Some good characters. It's just like kind of kids hanging around in a post.
This book definitely has the bigger question of the city. Some people think it's just a fairy tale. Others are convinced it's real. It's actually where this book is headed. It looks like one of the girls, whose name I can't remember, is going to go looking for this city. There's this other faction. There's this third faction. They're like the Unknowns. Yeah. There was two of them.
So apparently they bring you kids. That's how they have no adults around, but that's how you build your family. It's by them. Mm-hmm. They bring you a kid
kids,
and you raise them. Like that's
apparently they take adults too, because they do take that one kid who is dying.
Yeah.
They break in the back of the record store, take him, and when everyone returns, he's gone. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. A lot of big questions in this one. Definitely worth the read. Give that like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, no, I say all of our Black Label kind of stuff.
All the Image books are definitely better. I feel like they have to be better. They can't have any misses. If you're writing through Image, you just can't miss. It's an indie comic. You don't have the backing of a Marvel or a DC, or for that matter, any known characters. Generally, all the characters are new, creator owned. I enjoyed this one quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm glad that the world doesn't seem completely destroyed in it. But yeah, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 as well. Mm-hmm. Very good. Let's just quickly do a recap of our comics and give them our ratings for the week. So I'll start at my end real quick. I mean, the cover, I'll give it a 10, but like the comic itself, answer some questions. So 7 out of 10. For my second comic and the Avengers one, I'll give it a 6 out of 10 and definitely a 9 out of 10. On what's the furthest place away from here.
All right. So Superman, Son of Kal-El, 5, as I said. I'll give it like a 6. Just missing that overarching villain that Superman's kind of known for. Superman has a very big rogues gallery, and I don't feel like Super. I guess he's Superman now, but I guess Superboy Jonathan Kent doesn't really have any rogues yet. But they should start building towards that. And then finally, Batman 117. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. Overall, the Fear State started off really well. The 6 prelude issues from right before Fear State, they kind of built into the Fear State, were definitely a lot better. The payoff was just not what it could have been. And then what's the furthest place from here? Definitely a 9 out of 10.
All right, sweet. Well, moving on to the next round of stuff here.
One final thing, I think. Kind of the big one of the week, another talk of the town, and that's the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to see there. I'm glad we get some good action. We get to see a lot more of the villains, the new costumes. Yeah, let's talk about the costume design.
Just a side note, I would say this trailer actually is kind of, I don't want to say lackluster, but it's basic. They don't give away any crazy reveals. Although they kind of let that one slip with the way they edited one scene, apparently. But we'll get to that. But overall, this trailer is pretty straightforward. You see some villains, you see some heroes. They're up to something. Someone's up to something. And, but yeah. Start with costumes, I guess.
Yeah, let's start with the costumes. The Green Goblin, very old school.
Goblin looks like it's ripped right out of the original movie. Picture-esque. That's how good that one is.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I like Electro's new suit. Definitely looks a lot better. I think looks a lot better than the blue one.
Yeah, the new Jamie Foxx Electro is definitely. I don't know if it's better. I kind of like blue Electro, but definitely more comic accurate.
Yeah, true. Doc Ock. He's at first we see him with his normal color tentacles, and then it turns into red.
Yeah, he gets some kind of Stark tech upgrade, is what it looks like.
Yeah, that's what everyone's talking about online.
The one thing about Doc Ock, the big change is it's no longer puppets; it's all computered. So we'll see what that looks like. What else we got? We got Sandman.
No, he just looks bigger.
It looks a lot bigger. Definitely more. I mean, computers have come a long way in 14, 15 years since Spider-Man 3, so there's that. And then there's a bunch of spider suits that we see.
Yes, we've got the black and white suit.
It's a very almost spy-esque looking suit.
I mean, it's the one that's got like the power. To me, it just looks like the Doctor Strange type.
Okay, suit. Yeah.
We've got the Golden Spider one. That's the Stark suit. But normal Spider-Man in there too.
And then at the end, you get what could be Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man suit when he reaches down to save Zendaya's character, whose name I can never remember. But the hands are definitely Andrew Garfield Spider-Man suit-esque. So
that if they've made it really good and covering all that stuff up, so they're not letting it go.
There's definitely scenes they have cut away to hide things. Let's just say that.
Marvel does that. They need to, so I'm glad.
I think that happens more than people think. There's scenes in trailers that aren't in movies. There's scenes in movies that are obviously there's scenes in movies that are not in trailers, but there's things that aren't revealed in trailers, and I think Marvel is probably right playing this one close to the chest. Even though I would say it's almost a guarantee at this point. I would be shocked if those two were not in it.
Yeah, like there was even talk about Venom showing up. Apparently there's the end credit scene on Venom that I still have to see Venom, so I'm looking forward to that.
And then the rumor this week, actually straight from Michael Keaton, is that he is doing Vulture shoots. He did not say for what, but Spider-Man No Way Home is going for 6 weeks of reshoots, so it could be part of that. It could be part of another movie that we don't know about. It could be anything.
Yeah, so that's another thing that gets me excited about the trailer is just seeing the little Spider-Man versus Doctor Strange thing. I mean, we know Doctor Strange is OP.
Doctor Strange is definitely not messing around. He just does not. I mean, Spider-Man doesn't stand a chance.
Spider-Man's resilient, but Doctor Strange is, like, to me, the strongest Avenger, so...
Yeah, he's probably top 3, with maybe Thor and Hulk.
Tough to take Thor down, so... Okay, I think that wraps it up for this week. Hope you guys enjoyed the show.
Yeah, we will talk to you guys next week. We got some Supergirl issue 5. The last issue of Batman Reptilian is expected out on the DC side of things. Dark Ages 3, that's another big one. Primordial 3, that'll be the end. That'll be the halfway point for that series. And any news that comes out from now until then.
Yeah. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our podcast. Thank you. In today's timeline.